Would you ever buy anything in a store if you had no clue about the price and if you didn't even know how to buy it? Might sound like a very strange question, right? And almost pretty much impossible to imagine, because 99% of the cases, whenever we go to a retail store, I don't know if you noticed that, but we know basically what the purchasing process is going to be. We're going to enter the store, and there's different options for how we're going to find the product that we're looking for. Maybe we'll get the help from someone, and then when we're ready to buy, we go to the cash register and we pay for it, and then we can leave, right? It's just as easy as that. And the retail industry has been really, really good at codifying this experience. Some retailers have made it even better, like the Apple Store does not have a cash register. You will pay with the Genius somewhere in the store. Amazon recently also has innovated, and you don't even go through a register. It just recognizes who you are and will charge your Amazon account in some cases. But for the most part, we know how the buying process works, and we anticipate and we understand how it's going to be, right? And so that makes buying and selling much easier, right? The second aspect is the price. Whenever we go somewhere, retailers have made it very clear and easy to understand the price range, or the price to expect in most cases. Like if you go to, say, even car dealership, you're going to a Ferrari car dealership, right? You should probably expect to buy a car there. You should probably expect to spend anywhere between $100,000 to up to $1 million maybe, right? But the minimum level to buy a Ferrari, I'm not a Ferrari buyer, so you can check it out. But basically, it's about $100,000. You get my point, right? So it's striking to see how the retail industry has codified this and has made buying from them so successful. And yet, when I hear in our professional services industry the struggles that a lot of my colleagues, a lot of my clients go through, I can't help but show them the analogy between, or the gap between what retailers do and what experts do. My point is, experts really struggle to make their buying process and their sales process easy to understand, visible to people, and hide the price almost always until the last minute, until they've already spent countless phone calls or interactions with people. And I'm wondering, why is that? It gets so much easier when, from the get-go, up front, you tell a potential client, this is how I sell my services, right? For productized services, you can go on my website and buy them there. The description is there for you. If you have any question, there is a frequently asked questions section. If you even have more questions, you can always shoot me an email, but you can buy my services on my website. For customized work, maybe we have a call or 2 or 3 where we get to understand the scope, and then I get back to you with options for how this might cost you. But from the get-go, I can tell you that any custom work will be, you pick the number. But maybe it's $10,000, $30,000, or $500, whatever the price point might be. Tell your clients what they should be expecting to spend with you, just like what retailers do. Makes your sales process, makes your sales relationship so much more honest, so much more authentic, and so much easier to deal with. Yet we wait until the last minute. We make the sales process overcomplicated, too fuzzy, too opaque. We're gonna have a conversation. Let's chat, and let's chat for how long, about what, for what outcome. I'm always struck that this is where we are in our industry. So why do we do this? And here it's just my take on it, my theory. We do this because we've not invested enough time, skills, and attention to understand what our market is able to bear, what our market is willing to invest, what they are used also to buy from people like us. If we do this, if we have proper conversations, proper market discovery conversation, we have a chance to understand upfront how we might do business with people. So it'll probably take you a while until you figure it out. But I can tell you, it will take you many lost leads, many missed sales interaction until you figure it out. So a much more efficient way to go about this is to recognize that you don't know. You have no idea in the beginning how to sell your services, and you have no idea how to price them. Just recognize this. Stop shooting in the dark with just like you're in the with a blindfold and throwing darts on the board, because it's going to take many darts until you hit the center of the board if you've never even played darts, especially meaning if you're starting with your business to business professional services firm, right? That reflections come from a couple of stories that happened to me recently. I need help with MetaHelm for different things, and occasionally some people reach out and offer their help, and I say, yeah, I'm interested. I'd like to know. I'd like to understand. And because I know this principle, I try to get the answer to those two questions, as early as possible. Yet, in two occasions very recently, it was very hard for this person to tell me what the sales process would look like, and very hard to give me a range. And we had to wait and wait and wait, and I had to wait, and we spent some time on the phone. We spent some time through email, and I had to wait really to get even a sense of the price range they were asking for, and to discover that their services were completely out of my price range. So keep that in mind. So another facet of the theme I want to explore in this video today is, okay, so say you're positioning your service as a high-end service, and your prices are more on the higher end of what the market can bear, right? You're the Ferrari of your market segment, right? Can you only sell to people who can buy a high-end service? Can you only sell to people who can afford a Ferrari car? That's where you again turn to retailers or car manufacturers, for instance, to continue the analogy and see what they're doing. If I went to a Ferrari store and I could not afford a Ferrari, but still want to experience the feeling of owning something from Ferrari because I admire the brand, because I want to be proud of owning something red, what could Ferrari do for me? Maybe they can sell me a keychain, a Ferrari keychain. I would be very willing to spend more than an average keychain to get a Ferrari keychain, even though I don't own a Ferrari. Maybe I could buy a Ferrari t-shirt. Maybe I could buy a Ferrari hat. Ferrari has really developed a whole parallel market and industry of merchandises that fulfill people's need and sometimes dream to own something Ferrari. My point here is, if you've positioned your professional services as high-end services, you could have high-end tickets like, here it is, here is how much you would spend if you want me to be fully dedicated to your business, to your company, and do this, do that, or fully dedicated to your own personal health, have me on a 24/7 basis available to you, have custom messages sent to you, and so on. But here is also something for, and say that's maybe $5,000 or $10,000 a month, maybe, or more. It's $100,000 period, or it's $1 million. Say that's what that's what's acceptable for the value you are delivering, and that's not crazy. That's what some life coaches or leadership coaches charge for. But also you could imagine giving the opportunity to your potential clients to buy something from you for maybe $100 or $10, right? This is the philosophy. This is the approach that I have successfully implemented, for instance, with MetaHelm. If you go to my services page, you will see a range of options for you to choose from to get something from MetaHelm, because maybe you decided or you've noticed that something in the MetaHelm philosophy, approach, methodology, or message would be valuable to you, but you cannot afford spending $30,000 in the next 3 months to work one-on-one, intensely with me, have me write everything for you. But maybe you can afford to join a training session, a 60-minute training session where you'll get a complete how-to guide and the recording of the session, and you'd be willing to pay, I don't know, $100 a month for 4 sessions? Would that be fair to you? Would that be a screaming deal even? Right? Well, that's how I've built my service offering here at MetaHelm, following the principles that, and to recap my previous points, 1, my clients have the right to understand how to buy from me. Always, always. Your clients have the right to understand as quickly, as fast as possible, how to buy your help. And you don't have to be on a call for this. Just post it on your website. Let them know. Send them an email. Put it on a postcard. Whatever the communication device is. Number 2 principle is make your pricing as clear and as upfront available as possible. And if you're not quite sure, if you haven't built yet some productized services like I have, it's okay. At least give people a sense of your minimum level of engagement. How much should people be expecting to pay to start working with you? Where is that? What is that price point? What's the minimum you would charge for the smallest piece of work that you would do with them, right? And thirdly, as I said, build a bridge of options for them. Build a bridge that give people different paths to go on to work with you. Maybe they're okay to just follow the more strenuous, hard work incentive, path to just apply what you would do for them, but just the methodology, for instance, the steps, and have them do it on their own, right? And that's maybe they're willing to pay. You're willing to sell this for a lot less money, and they're willing to pay for this. But at least you serve who you're supposed to serve in an acceptable way, and you create the impact that you want to create. And maybe the opposite goes. People are willing to pay a lot more money for a much different experience, a much more customized experience. I hope this helps you, and I hope this helps you join me on evolving our profession to see more authentic businesses around us. Businesses where you can feel like the narrative, the inner narrative, the inside strategic narrative has been well thought through, has been established with respect, with candor, with transparency. Thank you so much. As always, I welcome your questions and likes and comments below this video, and I'll see you in the next one.